Attention to all. ICC anti-discrimination policy statement on inappropriate conduct. It shall be a breach of the terms and conditions of entry to the venue for any ticket holder to engage in any conduct, whether through the use of language, gestures, or otherwise, which is likely to offend, insult, humiliate, intimidate, threaten, disparage, or vilify any other person, including players, match officials, or spectators, on the basis of their race, religion, culture, color, descent, nationality.
Outstanding start for Bangladesh. 1-2-3 without loss. Both the openers reached their 50 and looking so good at the moment for Bangladesh. And once again, Hasan Miraj batting first, the series decider, 3-match ODI series. Right, as the players having the drinks break, let's have a look at some beautiful spots here in Bangladesh.
In this land, mornings are woven with the song of nature, a serenity that touches the soul. In the clouds, unique cuisine tells emotional stories. Faces offer friendly warmth. This is where hospitality is beyond words.
Yeah, beautiful sight. From West Indies' point of view, it's not a beautiful sight so far. None of the bowlers were able to pick up a wicket yet. We have seen Justin Graves also bowling the seamer, the lone seamer. We have seen 92 overs being bowled by the spinners in the second ODI. But at the moment, nothing's working for the bowlers.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 without loss. What a platform. Saif has been absolutely brilliant in this innings. Never since the first over where he hit Akil Hussain for a couple fours, never looked back, holding the pose, 4 sixes in the innings so far. He'll be eyeing something big, something monumental here. And he recently made his debut, so this is a landmark knock for him. I mentioned what this type of knock does for your confidence and your self-belief. Only 6 matches, 154 runs. Can he convert this maiden half-century into triple figures? He'll be hoping so. Bangladesh will be hoping so. And Shea Hope and the West Indian bowlers in discussion. Who's getting the breakthrough for them? They're in a very difficult position here. Remember, they are chasing history. Haven't won a series here in Bangladesh since 2011 and haven't won a series against a full member nation since 2019. That was against Afghanistan. So it's been a difficult time on the road for this team.
Yeah, and at the moment, they need to break this partnership. West Indies, Kerry Peer comes in. Sarkar reached to 67 of 60 now. Just going back to Saif Hasan, started his cricketing journey in Saudi Arabia, where his father worked, and he's also got a connection in Sri Lanka from his mother's family. Yeah, so he's really worked on his game. Recently, during an interview, he said that he batted without pads against the bowling machine. He's a dedicated player. Maybe going down the leg side.
Yeah, survived an LBW appeal earlier on, was actually sent out, but there was a little bit of an inside edge which saved him. Hugely impressed with this innings though.
Sharp turn. That will keep Kerry Peer even more interested.
That's the ball a couple deliveries ago, and that was followed up by a spinner, a real spinner. That poses the greatest challenge to those that don't turn. Usually the ones that get you LBW or bold because you're playing for the turn.
Yeah, nicely worked. Running the first one hard. Now they'll have to settle for one. Yeah, you mentioned about both the batters going past their 50, and it's important for them to realize there's 100 on the side for both of them. Only 3 individual 100 being scored post 2023 World Cup for Bangladesh. Soumya Sarkar struck 169 versus New Zealand in 2023. Shanto 122 not out versus Sri Lanka, and Hridoy 100 against India this year. Single to finish the over. A good one for Carey Pair. After 19, Bangladesh 1-6 without loss. .126 without loss after 19 overs. A great start for Bangladesh. It's a series deciding third one international between Bangladesh and West Indies. We have seen some outstanding cricket so far in the series, and I'm sure the Caribbeans will look to fight back. Alec Athenis comes in, gave away 5 in his first over. Perhaps, no, not called as wide. Lighted delivery, intentionally played over the fielder's head. That is a classic shot from Soumya Sarkar at nexus pair boundary.
They didn't connect with the sweep previously. This time it's a different approach, a different option. And every time the West Indians have been a little bit too full, they've been punished. So good skill on display again.
Same area, same shot, but not the best of timing on that occasion.
Yeah, the West Indians, in my mind, haven't adjusted well to what they've seen from the surface. They came with an expectation, as we all did, with how the surface is going to play. It hasn't quite played that way, but they haven't adjusted their length. Still trying to bowl a little bit too full in my mind.
Comes down the track, Saif Hasan. What a clean hitter of the cricket ball this man is. Another rocket 6 came off this right-hander's bat.
8 sixes now in the innings. This is belligerent batting from Saif Hasan. He's played that shot really well today. He's used his feet really well today. West Indians, they don't have an answer right now for this question that he's asking. Will result in maybe a leg bye. We'll have to wait to find out. As leg bye, the length being pulled back slightly by Alec Athenis there.
Yeah, one thing these two batters have done today well is to remain calm. When you stay calm, the ball starts listening to you. And it's been a great start for Bangladesh. Both the batters complementing each other and making things difficult, this right and left hand combination for the West Indians. End of another very good over for Bangladesh. After 20, they are cruising along, 139 without loss. West Indies are in desperate search to break this partnership. Bangladesh 139 without loss. Head coach Phil Simmons must be a happy man.
Will be at least a couple. You saw Phil Simmons just there. There's a strong historical tie between the West Indies and Bangladesh. Another former West Indian player, Gordon Greenidge, was appointed head coach of Bangladesh way back in 1997. And under his guidance, Bangladesh won the qualifiers, which ensured their qualification into the 1999 World Cup. In their first appearance, and that World Cup participation eventually led to them becoming a full member nation. So there's a long history between the West Indies and Bangladesh, and the contributions of the West Indians to Bangladesh cricket. This is another one who's making a contribution now as head coach Phil Simmons, former West Indian opening batter, all-rounder. He has the most economical figures for the West Indies in one-day international cricket. Some people were asking after Alec Athenase's spell, where did that rank? But that's way down the list. Phil Simmons has the record. Yeah, in the air, quite deliberately, and way short of the field line, the deep. But yeah, a lot of credit to Gordon Greenidge. In fact, he was conferred with honorary citizenship for his exploits and his work in this part of the world.
Yeah, Simmons took over as the head coach in October 2024 for Bangladesh. That's the West Indian dugout. A bit tensed at the moment. But yeah, the Bangladesh Cricket Board extended Simmons' contract till 2027 World Cup. Initially took the role till the Champions Trophy. And under Simmons, Bangladesh since October 2024 played 16, won 3 and lost 13.
I just wonder what they're thinking in terms of the batting positions given the situation. And I think Rishad needs to bat a few overs. The Q end of the bat. Nice and slow from Moti. Something that he's tried to do a little bit more in this contest.
Takes that on the full. 6 coming off that over. After 21, Bangladesh 145 without loss.
Well, as they say, morning doesn't always show the day. The 2 matches prior to this indicating that they'd all be low-scoring matches, they'd all be a struggle for the batters. But these 2 opening batters for Bangladesh, Shaif Hasan and Shomo Sarkar, have had other ideas on a similar kind of pitch, similar conditions, same team, but very, very different start. Goes for the reverse and ensures it goes past anybody close. He made it look so very easy. That's another Nexus play 4.
All 3 fielders behind square in the offside are in the circle. Yes, there's a risk again. But the ball met the sweep of the bat at the right time. Perfectly timed, perfectly placed. Good options taken, Shambai. That's the word I like to use. We spoke a lot about the pitch. I think today is all about using the options to the right ball at the right time has been the secret of success for both these batters. This is another big hit. Deep mid-wicket fielder in place, but he's a mere spectator. And that into the dugout of Bangladesh. And another rocket 6 brings up the 150 as well for Bangladesh.
And it comes in a hurry, and look at him go. Nothing can stop him. The reverse to the boundary, followed by the slog sweep over our corner. Look at this strike, fleet-footed into the area we can get underneath the ball. The full flourish of the bat, full swing of the bats, sweet timing, and a long, long way. Fantastic. And the bowlers are really under the cosh now. It's going to be a tough ask for them, trying to find the lines and length to keep the batters quiet. And that's a good delivery to come back with.
Again, the last 6 deliveries before was the right option, playing with the turn, and most importantly, getting to the pitch of the ball. Batted for so long, they are not scared over the boundary, and not bothered even.
There he goes again, fumble there, allows the single to be taken. But now they're picking their spots quite easily. Bowlers in complete disarray. They've been taken to the cleaners. Very different. And you're right, Maha, the attitude. You mentioned about the right options. It's also the mindset. I think they came in, the two batters, with a very positive mindset right from the word go, saying that we will not be bogged down. Took their time, played the ball to its merit, but in the process, what they managed to do is make the bowlers err on occasions in line and length, and they're ready to take advantage of that. Slip in position still for Sarkar on 78 of 68.
Oh yes, boy, calm down.
Especially considering the amount of cop that the Bangladesh side received in the media. For the side to come up in a must-win game, a series decider, on the back of losing the away series to Afghanistan, to come up against West Indies and to perform so far the way I've done, takes a lot of character and certainly some grittiness as well. 156 for no loss.
Liton Kumar Das and Tamim Iqbal, 292 against Zimbabwe and Sylhet. 2020 has been so far the highest opening partnership for Bangladesh. 170 by Mehrab Hussain, Shahriar Hussain, actually, that is versus Zimbabwe again, 1999, and Amulak Bija Tamim featuring for a 158 partnership, and these two closing in on that number. Full toss. Oh, catch it is the call. Now a little uncertain with the shot, but lucky that it just went over the top and just managed to reach the boundary. Next is play 4 once again.
Certainly the bit of luck, or the benefit of the luck, is certainly with Bangladesh. Probably any other day it would have carried to mid-wicket. A valiant attempt, loose delivered by Gudakesh Moti. Expensive in the last game, 10 overs for 65, and already in his 3.1 overs gone for 28. Good effort by long on fielder running across to deep mid. But certainly one of those days, everything what Bangladeshi openers are touching, even the skipper at the toss, winning the toss, everything turns out to be gold.
Oh yeah.
Good comeback, it's going forward. Maybe the ball tad shorter than he anticipated, but this has been an extraordinary innings. It's more about the mindset, as we were discussing about. Positive frame of mind that the Bangladeshi batters have come up with.
The striking points for Saif today. Today it's good to see him using the feet much more. A few deliveries using the depth of the crease as well.
Oh yes.
But certainly he looked a player today. A total difference, a different game plan. Probably free mind or license given by the think tank. A massive difference when you have a batter striking the ball and putting the pressure on the spinners.
What is good about the compilation of this innings is the fact that he's prepared. There have been a lot of good deliveries, no question about that. And not taking on the bowlers when they're bowling well. You mentioned, as we saw in that striking point, how well he uses his feet going forward. 160 without loss. It's 78 and 78. The two S's, Saif and Sarkar. Sarkar, Saif Hasan really giving Bangladesh a terrific start. 160 without loss, going at 6.96 on top at the moment.
Yeah, striking points excellent. Inside out on from the crease and using his feet to a good effect. In the arc, it's going the distance. Certainly one of the best knocks Saif would have played in his international career. Saw him batting in the Asia Cup. He was striking the ball well on good pitches. But on a difficult pitch, he made look things very, very easy.
Yeah, he hasn't allowed the pitch to play on his mind. And Sarkar has played the waiting game. Remember, he started off with a maiden first over he faced. Squad had a feel of the wicket. Then he decided to open up. It's almost caught up with the striking rate of Saif Hasan, his partner. Oh, chopped it on almost. Quicker through the air. Good ball from Roston Chase. Almost 93 clicks, that one.
Slightly fuller. Certainly, bat hitting the ground. That was the noise was. Roston Chase. I think that's the right pace. Just in between length has to be peppered much more often. Just on Saif Hasan, when he hits it, it stays in. He got enough power. And certainly with Sarkar, Akhtar Ali Khan mentioned in the previous stint that he's only playing the 4th game in the year. So that's what you do when you have given an opportunity, you grab it with both hands.
And his attitude has been quite refreshing, even though he might not have been getting runs at when it comes to getting a higher number of runs, but it's just the manner when he stays at the crease, the manner in which he bats, so a lot of resolve and positivity. Change of angle. No chance for that ball to beat the fielder, targeting that gap between deep mid-wicket and wide-ish long on.
Yeah, try to bisect the gap between mid-wicket and long on. The option was right, almost like a drop kick. But the power of that stroke, because of the slowness of the pitch, wasn't there. But the option was certainly correct, playing with the turn.
Oh, yes!
Just soft hands, nicely done. Little bit of gap in the field, and they amble the single to finish that over. After 24, it's 163 without loss. Well, they go going head-to-head. Saif 179, Sarkar an 80. Vivek Modi tries to hit one right down the ground, not quite making the requisite contact. Feeling very, very comfortable, both the batters now.
I have this feeling that Sarkar is looking for a big one here. Certainly he does. Long on in place, and it clears him pretty easily. He's been itching for a big shot. The length was full. Sheriff and Rutherford, a good effort. But the striking from Sarkar again, excellent.
Yeah, can't afford to bowl in that area when the batters are really on song. Look at him, he just waits and the swing from the hips and times it nicely. Just a thought maybe for the fielder to get a finger to it, but not to be. Looking very, very dangerous. Sarkar races to 86 of 77 balls. 6 fours, 4 sixes. Sensational innings so far.
Yeah, excellent hit again. Good shape. Right option, playing with the turn.
Oh no, he forces the bowler. See what a big shot can do to the thought process of the bowlers, trying to zip one through, in the process going down the leg side, bowling a wide. It's got into his head. Got to take advantage of that. There you go, once again, shortening the length, swivel round. Ball races away to the boundary for another nexus spin. This is brilliant. Good thinking, good batting prowess by Sarkar.
Poor delivery by Gudakesh Modi into his 5th over. Was worried about the 6 being hit in the first delivery. Pulled the length back, and that's way too short on a slow surface. Certainly on a pitch is assisting the spinners. Gudakesh Modi, even the last game was very expensive. Went for 65 of his 10. Playing against the turn, beautifully timed, but Shaka fielder does the fielding. I mean, the batter's playing so well, taking the right options. And sometimes as spinners, you're just hoping something will go on their way. And unlucky for West Indies, not being the same. I think both these batters deserves a bit of luck, which they have gone towards that way.
Simple. That's what they're doing, and that's what I like. The manner in which they've formed this innings. They've gone for the big shots. It's been interspersed by a lot of dot balls, a lot of singles, milking the runs, being sensible. The whole approach has been well thought out and well executed, and lots of concern for Shay Hope and his men, particularly in the placement of the field with the left-right combination. Made things work. That stopped on him a little bit, not quite convincing with that shot. Halfway through the innings, it's 176 without loss. Sarkar nosing ahead. 91 of 80, 80 of 70 for Saif Hasan. Concerns for the bowling unit, desperately in search of a wicket. The West Indies. Roston Chase comes on for his 7th over. Using the depth quite well, but that extra bit of bounce and a little bit of turn surprised him.
Disturbance of the surface as well. Trying to open up the offside side, Hasan. Only fielder outside the circle in the offside is behind square towards 3rd man.
There he goes now. There is a fielder lining up, and he's got him. At last, some respite for the West Indies. Roston Chase inducing Saif Hasan to go for the slog sweep. Doesn't make the requisite contact, and the first wicket goes down.
It's a rocket out for Bangladesh. The option was right. Was turning back into the right hand, but that occasion the timing wasn't there since the bat actually turned in the hands of Saif Hasan. Not before an excellent contribution. A power pack knock of 80 of 72 comes to an end by Saif. 176 for 1.
Bangladesh have just lost their first wicket at 176. Who brings in Hridoy into strike, and what a time, desperately needed for the West Indies, and this is how they got it.
That mistimed it. It's a rare occasion in this innings. A big shot mistimed by Saif Hasan. So the option was right. Outside the off stump, the LPD option out of the equation. But West Indies was hoping that something will come their way, and certainly did. And this is where they can rally around again, have a good chat, think about it, and get the options right. Hridoy, only a young man, but in his 40 innings, he has been very impressive. Batting at number 3, 11 half centuries and a 6 with an average of 34, which will definitely improve. More he plays, but now the role for Hridoy would be to play the anchor, be busy milking those singles, 4s and 6s to be going after. I think that should be Soumya Sarkar, and Hridoy to give himself a chance by spending some time in the middle.
Yeah, he can't afford to get carried away. He might have seen Saif Hasan and Soumya Sarkar just being very comfortable in the middle, but he himself, with a new innings, has to be careful, because the ball just might still be going and doing something that will surprise you. Need, as a new batter, to have a look. It's the same pitch that created all the troubles a few days back, the first ODI. So don't be overconfident by the manner in which the previous batters have batted. He thinks of a run and a good stop, and that's what the West Indians got to do, support their bowlers in the field.
Certainly this is what wicket will do. The energy levels are up, the efforts are good, more chatter in the 30-yard circle. This is the best time for West Indies to squeeze some dot deliveries and try and make sure you get through some cheap overs, bowling the spinners quite quickly and keeping things in check.
First delivery always, first run off the bat always eases a little bit of nerve for any batter in any format of the game. Hridoy gets his first, but I think Soumya Sarkar has got a duty to talk to his new partner, give him a pretty good idea of what the bowlers are trying to do and what they mean to achieve. There will be a lull in the scoring, understandably, with the new batter in. Oh, goodness. There you see one wicket, and suddenly the bowlers are doing much better. 26 done. It's 177 for 1. For Saif. He's got to go back, trying to big shot. Last ball of the last over.
Wow, there was a peach. Drift, turn, bounce, and almost crashing to the bails of the off stump. And all of a sudden, this is what a wicket will do. More energy, more good lengths, and more consistent bowling.
Akil Hussain now suddenly feels that he can get the grip and turn that has been looking for in his previous overs.
Tawid Hridoy, who got a start in the last game, 12 of 19, and a half century in the first game. One reason why Bangladesh won the first game. Against Gudakesh Moti in the last game,
boy, yes, boy.
did the hard yards by batting for 18 deliveries for 12 runs, and he wanted to go against the turn with the mid-on, mid-off both in the circle. Gave the challenge. Hope wanted to take up the challenge. Tawid Hridoy, but a false stroke. So similarly today to Akil Hussain, the mid-on is in the circle. So the invitation is offered again.
Will he be wise enough to avoid that little inducement from the bowlers and the placement of the fielders? That is there to be seen. You learn from your mistakes. Just think back to how you got out and do not want to repeat that at all for your and your team's sake.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Hope can have 5 fielders in the circle, 4 outside. And certainly he's on the attack. He wants one more wicket. 6 fielders in the circle with the slip in place as the catching position. So certainly he's trying to tempt Hridoy for a false stroke or a fault option, a wrong option, trying to play against the turn. Probably thinking about bringing the long off as well into the circle. Ideally not, since it's just last delivery to go, or 2 deliveries to go.
Quicker through the air, a little bit of turn. Tries to find the gap in the covers. Again, good feeling. They've lifted that spirits, that wicket, and the runs are drying out here.
Yeah, that's been the biggest difference ever since Saif Hasan got out, wasn't it? More energy, and the fielders in the 30-yard circle throwing themselves around, trying to save the singles.
Oh, it's uppish. Thankfully, not far enough to go to the fielder. Living dangerously at the moment. A maiden over after a while. 177 for 1. Lots and lots of tall buildings, but suddenly that wicket, and immediately the reaction of the batters on the field, the mindset, the approach has changed. There's one you don't see. The last over is the maiden. So runs trying out, pressure being brought back on, and this is where Hope has got to be very, very precise in his fielding positions. He's not bringing in the deep third man into the circle, and the boundary riders are long on, deep wicket, deep fine leg, and deep cover. Immediately beating the bat, half a shout.
Well, Justin Graves continues with the attack to Sarkar coming around the wicket. Probably worried about giving any width outside the yaw stump, bowling over the wicket. With meet on, square leg and finally all saving the boundary. The line should be a similar line with a cross seamer.
But that is one area that is really needs to avoid. The amount of deliveries he bowled even in his earliest overs is trying to angle the ball back into the left-hander. You got to pitch it outside the line of off stump to give you any opportunity of really troubling the batters. Goes down leg, it's either a wide, they can clip it away for runs.
Akil Hussain in the last over was given an official warning for the follow-through. Just in the danger area on a surface on the top player is quite loose and quite breakable. Gets an official warning, Akil Hussain. Probably having a chat, but he's right in the edge, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in the danger area, and Little chat. I don't know if it was an official warning, but seems to have given the bowler a pretty good idea where he was going on his follow-through. Oh, now trying to hit themselves into some kind of run getting, and that is not the right attitude. Because the runs have dried out, it's playing on the minds. Got to keep cool.
That was a slower delivery which set up beautifully to be put away towards mid-wicket. There's a massive gap between square leg and long on, and slightly early to the stroke. So Sarkar, off cutter into the pitch. The timing wasn't there, got a toe under the bat.
18 balls since the last boundary. Again, drifting down leg. Oh, and a fumble by Shai allows the run to be taken. Will there be a signal of a bye there?
Coming round the wicket.
Why was it given as bars? Wouldn't that be a wide down the leg side?
The wide wasn't called on field by Mr. Mukul because the protector guide, the two lines, orange lines, and the new ICC guideline, the 3-month grace period which start from the 1st of October till end of the year. Whatever ball, whether it's offside or leg side, if it goes in between the two lines, it's not being called a wide, and that's why Mukul in the couple of deliveries before against the left hand, he did not call it a wide. For benefit of our viewers, that's the new rule being bought by ICC, and that line's been called the protector guide.
Once again, some tight, accurate bowling keeps the batter to just 2 runs off the last ball of that over, which yielded 4 runs after 28. It's 181 for 1.
If someone is switched on his TV at the moment and looking at what we are showing, going at a rate of 6.46 will get them 300, above 300, 323. And it's the same surface where the batters have struggled. Bird's eye view need to be a little bit on a safer side. Now then, yep, it should be taken and it is taken. And it is a rocket out. He'll be very, very disappointed because he was closing in on his 4th ODI 100. They cannot believe it. Hello, Samuel Badri.
Yeah, he's been dismissed like that before. Trying to take on Akil Hussain. Didn't get the middle of the bat, so just off center. Akim Ogis with the catch. Comfortable enough. Yeah, disappointment. Agonizingly close to what would have been a first ton against the West Indies. A good knock though, but with lots of overs remaining, he'd feel as though he threw it away. He goes for 91, 181 for 2.
new batter in the middle. Now they've got 2 new batters. That's exactly what West Indies would have wanted to see a little bit earlier, though. High score of 122. Nazmul and Shanto. The foundation has been laid. We'll have to wait and see how many from here on can Bangladesh manage to score. Yeah, he was hugely disappointed. He knew that he was in trouble. He knew that he's taken the wrong option, because that one went straight into their hands at a deep mid-wicket. Aki Mugiz is the fielder. Just look at his reaction. What a wonderful display of batting was from both the openers. And it's not going to be easy for the new batters. We spoke about this earlier.
Yeah, Mazza was mentioning previously about his conversion rate. There's a little discussion there as to whether or not they should challenge the umpire's decision. Akhil was saying, as bowlers usually are, would be convinced that it's out, but they've decided against it. Let's have a closer inspection. Did it make impact outside the line, or was it bouncing too much going down the leg? So lots of doubt in that one. I think it's a good decision in the end from both the on-field umpire and the West Indians not to review.
There's quite a lot of turn. They've created the pressure by drying up the runs. Remember, that's how we saw the fall of the first wicket, because Bangladesh had added 176 for the first wicket. And all of a sudden, the runs started to dry up. And in the last 30 deliveries, they've managed to pick up 2 wickets and given away only 21 runs. The boundaries were flowing when both the batters, the openers, were in the middle. In the partnership, they'll probably go for the second run, ricocheting off the stumps. 25 deliveries since the last boundary, so it's a good comeback from West Indies.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of disappointment, particularly from Shumo Sarkar, as we see the direct hit which resulted in the additional run being dismissed in the 29th over. 21 overs remaining, 91 on the board. That's an opportunity to convert. We've spoken about his conversion rate. Now with the experience that he has, that's almost unforgivable. The other batter, the youngster, who's only playing his 6th match, dismissed in the 26th over on 80. When you have that many overs remaining and you're so well set